in the country. Brought to you by Kubota Hay Tools. Forage forward.
We continue our series on living in the country today. Now, building a workshop that's right for your farm can take a lot of prep work and planning. One farmer shares his building process with us and what he's learned as he's building that first shop. AgDay's Betsy Gibbon is doing double duty today. She shows us the race to complete his shop before the cold sets in.
For Jason Wyckoff, it's finally happening. His vision of building a shop is now a reality.
The last several years we've been in our shop down the road and another building east of town where we've been moving equipment back and forth. Well, we couldn't fit in that shop. We've had it in another building, and it makes it difficult. Every time we thought we had the right tool or something, we were always back and forth.
But before the construction crews could start moving, Wyckoff had to do years of planning.
We went around and looked at a lot of different guys' shops and got ideas, and then just kind of made a list of everything we wanted, and then just kind of started breaking it down into what we could fit on site and what we could afford.
His budget started with how much ground he had to fill. To save costs, he dug 3,000 yards of his own sand, something he did right after detasseling.
When we get into this end of the building, we had about 12 feet to bring the pad up to get it all level. Some sites you may not have that are level. You may not have that drainage, and you're going to have to deal with either building that building up or putting in some sort of tile or drainage.
His next step was an easy one, understanding his drainage system.
On this site, everything kind of flows away from it, so that from a drainage standpoint it helps well because the water's going to flow away from it. From a building standpoint, we needed a lot of fill because it was unlevel.
When it comes to building permits, he warns others it did take several weeks because he had to get a variance to put in an office and septic.
We kind of started a little bit late, but once we got going, we were able to get the permit process okay, but I think sometimes that can take longer than guys anticipate.
Then he could finally get started building his 80 by 120 square foot workshop.
Yeah, it's just going to be a regular shop. Yeah, steel construction, concrete floor, heated shop, just to work. And we'll eventually build offices.
Wyckoff says he picked standard door sizes to fit all of his equipment in. He considered bifold or hydro swing doors, but it wasn't in his budget.
Well, we went with 20-foot eaves just to make sure that we weren't limited on height with pulling in equipment, and we went with 26-foot wide doors.
Wyckoff says he's still learning, especially when it comes to the inside of his shop. But he says contractors gave him this advice.
Try to do as good a job as you can planning so there's not a lot of change orders. So we went into it and tried to just make an exhaustive list of what we wanted and really think about it so that when the building process came, we weren't going, oh, well, let's add this or let's add that.
Whether it's your first shop or your last, it's always exciting to see the foundation go in.
Guys like working in their shops. It's just a natural, I guess it's part of our DNA as farmers.
In Indiana, I'm Betsy Gibbon reporting for AgDay.
All right, thanks, Betsy. Now, Wyckoff has a 2-month timeline for that shop. If everything goes as planned, the inside will be complete with a service station, offices, and heated floors. And that's all the time we have this morning. We're sure glad you tuned in. For Betsy Gibbon, Mike Hoffman, and Al Pell, I'm Clinton Griffiths. Have a great